I think over the 25 or more years I've done business with Pete Scudder, I've always been able to count on him doing the job right the first time and doing it in an expert professional fashion.
I chose Scudder probably most of all because I knew they'd been in business for a real long time. And I was more inclined to want to go with a company like that than somebody who'd only been around 3 or 4 years.
I was treated very carefully and very courteously anytime I called Scudder Roofing. His employees that answer the phones are Johnny on the spot, and they get the problem addressed very quickly.
I thought the initial visit was really quite complete, especially compared to other visits that I had had from estimators. I was really quite surprised at how much time you spent, not just talking to me, but how much time you spent on the roof and how much time you spent taking measurements and how detailed of a drawing that you produced.
I went to 3 very high-quality roofing contractors to get a bid to do my project, and I ended up choosing Scudder Roofing for a very different reason than what you might think. I asked each contractor, after giving them a series of specifications on how I wanted my project completed, to give me a proposal, not only just a bid, but a proposal on how they were going to complete my project, because I had some very unique circumstances that needed to be solved. And the only company that gave me the answers to my solution and were going to solve my roofing problem was Scudder Roofing.
Yeah, when Pete Scudder first came over to the house to tell me about what he was offering, it was a very detailed presentation, very relaxed, no pressure, just information, comparison of different materials, different techniques, approaches, prices. The whole thing went, no pressure whatsoever.
As far as the installers, I'm sure much to their dismay, but I happen to have been home for the duration of the project, and I'll confess that I watched them pretty closely. I was really pleased with the work they did. There wasn't a lot of slack time, there wasn't any goofing around. And when somebody would, for example, cut a shingle that didn't quite fit right, instead of just saying, well, gee, we'll make it work, they would toss it aside and cut another one and make it fit properly. So I was pretty impressed with the quality of their work.
Pete's estimates of the scope of a project were always accurate. As a matter of fact, after a few times of having Pete do roofs for me, I didn't even check his bids anymore because I knew they were always good.
When I was working with Scudder Roofing, and I was working with them, they treated me like family. They didn't chase me away. They tolerated my presence, always, checking, seeing how things are going. And it was a great experience.
The crew was great. I was shown pictures of the crew that was going to be coming out to my job, the foreman, the safety expert, and then Kurt, the guy that did the proposal, actually came out. We walked over the job. We set out all the timelines and how the work was going to be done. I told them my concerns, that I wanted the project left clean at the end of each day, and Rudy did that for me.
When I choose a contractor, whether it's roofing or any other kind of work, I want to make sure the job gets done right the first time. And another thing that particularly care about in a roofing job is a good cleanup job afterwards.
I was confident that Scudder Roofing was going to complete the work on time and on the budget that they promised, that there would not be any surprises, any extras, and the work was going to be done completely, competently, and everything was going to be left clean at the end of each working day. And I'm happy to tell you that that was definitely the case.
My expectations were definitely met as far as the installation, particularly with regard to cleanup, like they said they would do, and regard also to protecting plants and keeping debris out of the dog yard and protecting the deck and things like that.
Well, if you can imagine any kind of roofing problem, I've probably hit them all during the 25 years, and Scudder's very capable of handling just about any kind of roofing problem you have.
Also, I'd suggest people take advantage of the financing that Scudder offers. We did, and it's a great deal. And in my experience, I really can't think of any reason why people would have any issues or problems with Scudder's work.
Scudder Roofing Company met all of my requirements and exceeded all of my expectations for the work that I wanted for my particular project.
I think Scudder Roofing is a highly commendable, very reputable company, and I would never hesitate to recommend them.